Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Woo, wobbly. It's on a longer stick today. How are you all doing, earthlings, peeplings? I've got a whole list of stuff to talk about today. And it's mostly around the bullying, alleged bullying by Meghan Markle of staff and contractors and gardeners. But just before, quickly, I'm filming here because I fixed the table up. This is like a beaten copper. It's actually a sticky tape. Anyone who watches Graham's other channel, you'll see all the stuff that I've been getting up to. At the very end of this video, I'm going to put some pictures of what I've been up to. Because I often wonder, what do these trolls, paid or otherwise by goodness knows who or not, what do they get up to? Do they just sit on Twitter wearing their little thumbs out? And I thought they might like to see what a normal human being gets up to, because I know you guys have lots of projects on the go as well. I mean, how sad is it that some of these little cretins sit on Twitter just trolling. I mean, God, get a life, really. Right. I wanted to start with, on the last video that I did, the Dan Wakeford quote. One or two of you had said that quote wasn't quite right because apparently in Us magazine they'd changed it. But I think you're quite right. I think they did change it. I think they thought better of it and thought, oh, we're coming for you sounds a bit aggressive, which it does. It can't really be taken any other way, can it? So the direct quote was, and I've double checked because I watched the video of Dan Wakeford. I got a version of it on Instagram. If you come for our bosses, we're coming for you. Now, firstly, that sounds extremely threatening. Secondly, it sounds like there's a lot more to come out the woodwork, and there are queues and queues of people waiting to come forward with allegations. If you come for our bosses, we're coming for you. Well, we can only speculate on who may or may not have said that. Now, this is the main thing I want to talk about today, because I see these little articles, they're just not picked up by the mainstream, and I found this in a Geotv or whatever. I will put a link in the description to the video, to the article. Now, I'll actually quote him. Well, they're claiming that this was said by Hugo Vickers. So I'm very much going off the quote in Geotv. So Mr. Vickers, if you're watching, which you probably won't, he's had an illustrious career, which I'll go through in a minute, just so you've got some idea of who Hugo Vickers is. The most important paragraphs. A royal expert recalled an incident when the late Queen had to intervene after Meghan Markle misbehaved with a royal staffer. According to Hugo Vickers, the Duchess of Sussex's bullying allegations are not surprising, as he shared an old incident when Meghan treated the royal gardener poorly. Now, let's talk about this then, shall we? Because that's the first I've heard of it. I remember a story allegedly about something to do with her having a row with a royal chef. Something like the chef said that he'd made something without eggs, but Meghan tasted it and insisted there were eggs in it. That was the alleged thing, and she started to squawk at him, and the Queen walked in the room and said, we don't talk to our staff and colleagues like that. And quite right too. But this gardener thing, I'm sure I'd remember that because my tag name on YouTube is Avid Gardener. I'm certain I would have remembered it. Now, maybe Mr. Vickers mentioned this many years ago. Maybe he's mentioned it many, many times. I have no idea, and I don't want to do him a disservice. But if I've never heard of it before, have any of you ever heard this one before? And I find it quite astonishing, if he has been quoted accurately there, that he says he doesn't find it surprising to hear about the bullying allegations because of an incident with a royal gardener. Apparently, the alleged story is Meghan was rude to a gardener. I mean, it seems quite random to me. Maybe she was walking through the flower beds and just thought she'd have a go at the gardener. Wrong colour flowers or something, not beige enough. And Her Majesty had the head gardener go and approach her, apparently. This is how I understand the story. and said, Meghan has spoken very badly to one of our gardeners, and that's really not acceptable. And so Her Majesty apparently had a word with Meghan and said, please don't. So that would be the second time. Now, if we're going to way back then, apparently this, forgive me if I've got this wrong, happened at Frogmore. So if we're going all the way back to Frogmore, she'd have been married, she'd have been the Duchess of Sussex. We've had the Camilla Tominey story come out about Tiara Gate, Tights Gate, Flower Girl Gate. That had already come out. And there was Camilla Tominey, and I distinctly remember this. I watched her being savaged on Twitter. Back in those days, I didn't have a Twitter account, but I used to just go and read it. And I mean, there was one particular night, Camilla Tominey was torn to shreds by Sugars. Now, I could be wrong, and I could be doing Mr. Vickers a huge disservice here. But did he actually come forward at the time and say, yes, I can well believe this story that Camilla's broken because I heard about the gardening thing? Mind you, I suppose, yeah, that would have been a few years later. But why doesn't he reference that? Why just the gardener? Why not say, well, yeah, I can well believe it because there was the story that Camilla Tominey broke about Meghan made Catherine cry. And a whole host of other things, and the difficulties with Angela Kelly, etc., etc. Why just the gardener thing? I mean, what is making me think now is, how many more people are going to come out and say, oh yeah, I find it really easy to believe because there was this thing and there was that thing. Oh yeah, and there was that other thing. So where have all these voices been all these years? While not only YouTubers, but people on X, a lot of you guys, have been terrorised to within an inch of your life by people like Christopher Boozy, Sarah Data, Sugars, Trolls, oh, a woman who's up in court next week for threatening to bomb Buckingham Palace. So where have all these voices been all these years saying, yes, I can well believe it? And you marry that up with Harry and Meghan claiming that the British press and the British establishment were out to get her. Well, it sounds like a far cry from that to me. Because Hugo Vickers is clearly a gentleman. He is, I think, what you would call part of the furniture, posh furniture. Let's say a Chippendale. I don't mean a stripper. Well, I mean, that means that all these people have held back all these years, doesn't it? Oh, well, let's see if they come forth in the weeks to come. Now, let's just look at who Hugo Vickers is for the benefit of anyone out there who doesn't know. I've seen him, and he's like a royal commentator, but he's a lot more than that. So I thought I'd do the gentleman the courtesy of looking up his wiki page, and particularly, got an advert there, I don't know why. What's going on there? Right. And particularly his publications, the type of things he's had published. Because, I mean, I just had no idea. No idea at all. Now, where's he gone? Oh, he's disappeared. I need that wiki link again. I have to send everything to Graham's phone. Here we go. Hugo Vickers, born 12th November 1951 in Lambeth. Oh, excellent. Major publications, just to give you a rough idea of who he is, because I mean there's royal commentators and there's royal commentators. Published We Want the Queen in Debrett's Peerage, 1977. Gladys, Duchess of Marlborough, 1979. Debrett's Book of Royal Weddings, 1981. Cecil Beaton, The Authorised Biography. Vivian Leigh, A Biography. Alice, Princess Andrew of Greece. Loving Garbo, The Story of Greta Garbo, Cecil Beaton and Mercedes da Costa. 1995, Royal Orders, The Kiss, Elizabeth the Queen Mother, Alexis, The Memoirs of Baron de Rede, Francis Campbell Preston, St George's Chapel, Windsor Castle, 2008, The Royal Line of Succession, 2009, that might be an interesting read, Behind Closed Doors, The Tragic Untold Story of Wallis Simpson, 2012, The Royal Muse at Buckingham Palace, Official Souvenir Guide, James Pope Hennessy, The Quest for Queen Mary, The Crown, Truth and Fiction, analysis of the Netflix series, that could be a good read, The Crown Dissected, Malice in Wonderland, My Adventures in the World of Cecil Beaton, Elstree, celebrating 175 years of Elstree School. That's quite a lot, isn't it? He's quite a well-written gentleman. So if that quote is correct, and he actually did say that, I don't find it surprising to hear the bullying allegations because there was an incident with a gardener. Well, how many more incidents are we all going to hear about? Are there going to be lots more incidents? And I've got a big question. If that were to happen, let's say in a future alternate reality where lots and lots of people start coming out, I would say, where in the hell were you all the years that all of us here on the internet were told we were racist, middle-aged, white women? I don't know how the gentlemen in our community feel about being called middle-aged white women. I don't know how any gender feels about being called white women, because I'm guessing that a lot of you have lots of different ancestry. Generalised terms, aren't they? So then I also see puff pieces, because as everybody knows, Harry's in the UK at the moment, well child and all that. Yeah. I saw an article where they are squarely blaming Queen Camilla for the fact that Harry can't get an audience with his father. And the reason is his father's not very well. And the Queen doesn't want the King having lots of stress. Oh, but don't let that get in your way, Meghan and Harry. You go for it. Remember our late Majesty, Prince Philip? Didn't make any difference there, did it? Prince Philip was just pretending to be ill, wasn't he? In order to prevent the Oprah interview from going ahead. And many, many heartbreaking stories about our late Majesty. Oh. Prince Philip, nearly 100 years old. Our Majesty in exceptional advanced years. Well, the King's a spring chicken, isn't he? What's a bit of cancer between friends? Oh, he can take the stress. Harry's problems far, far outweigh anybody else's problems, don't they? I see that he's off to Lesotho, 27th of September. Well, it would seem old Hazard's picking up a few old threads from his old life, because I haven't seen him go anywhere near that place or that prince in a long time. Perhaps he is busy getting away from somebody. I do know, which I think most of you will find quite amusing. Do you remember a while back with his uncle's memorial service? And we all guessed that he'd be tucked up at Althorpe. Well, People magazine are confirming it now. Not that they know any more than us, because I don't think a certain person knows very much about what's actually happening with Harry. So, I mean, I almost feel like going live over this. How many more people are going to come forward? It always seems to be the case when you get people who have some sort of celebrity status and allegations are made, and when the story finally breaks, a whole flood of people come forward going, oh yeah, I knew about that for years. Oh yeah, me too. And I think, well, where were you? And then they always round it off with, oh, we must learn lessons from this for the future. But they never do, because the next one comes along. I don't believe in unfounded allegations not being examined, but I believe in stuff being examined in the first place and people being allowed to have their free speech, which apparently there are people out there trying to prevent us all from having our free speech and threatening us with, oh, you're going to be arrested for this, you're going to be, well, what for? What? You know, did I break the law? Did I actually do something? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think anyone on our team's been arrested, but someone on their team definitely has. Good luck on the 7th of October. Oh, which reminds me, I think that this hearing that's coming up with that bomb woman, that Buckingham Palace bomb hoax woman, I don't know what that hearing's going to be. I don't even know if they're going to take pleas at that point. So we won't be flying over for that one. Sentencing, that's the one that I want to fly over for. However, in the meantime, if any of you guys live near Leeds Magistrates Court, local papers, if you can glean any information, an email and let me know, please, so that we can all share it here in the community. Anything that, any gossip or facts. No, let's go better. Facts. I'm not asking anybody to actually go to the Magistrates Court for that particular hearing, and it is on the 7th of October. Some publications have tried claiming it's the 10th, but I think you can find out from public court listings anyway. It'd be much, much appreciated if any of you are in that vicinity and can find anything out about what actually goes down at that hearing, because it's quite a hoo-ha for me and Graham to come all the way from Gibraltar. Only if anybody's out there. I know one or two of you did email me a few weeks ago, that I can't find the emails at the moment. But I think as a community, I think especially as I still owe all of you a massive thank you. If it had not been for you, when I did the video explaining that that account, Oliver Cromwell X, had threatened to bomb Buckingham Palace, the same sugar account, the same fanatical Meghan Markle fan, had threatened to put a bullet in mine and Graham's heads. If it hadn't been for all of you in your droves reporting that, I don't believe that account would have been closed down. I don't believe that woman would have been arrested, and I don't believe she'd have been in court. And I don't believe that all those newspapers and publications would have published about the hearing. So as a community, yeah, you're awesome. Awesome people. There's a couple in Gibraltar at the moment who did contact me and wanted to meet up. I have tried your mobile number loads of times and I'm not sure I've got the right number, and I have sent texts, but it would be lovely to meet up at Roy's Fish and Chips in Casemates. Really sorry to have to do this on a video, but I've tried everything else. And above all else, guys, I wanted to say a massive thank you, not only for the bomb reporting woman, just keeping me going, keeping me sane. I would never, I can tell you now, there is no way on God's earth I would have done that job. There is no way on God's earth I would have done any of the jobs on this boat if it wasn't for words of encouragement from all of you. And also my sort of semi-fear, well, they're all watching, so I'd better put some effort into it. And I couldn't be happier, and neither could Graham. We're both loving it, and we're going to do something really fun on the boat soon. We're going to fit her with railings in a few weeks' time, and we're going to use something really unusual to do it. So I hope you enjoy that one. In the meantime, thank you very much for listening. Look forward to your thoughts and opinions. I mean, how many people do you think might potentially come forward over alleged bullying allegations? And I think there's a lot more to come out. That if you come for our bosses, we're coming for you. Well, it's almost like it was written by a sugar. It could have been written by that lady that's up in court. Could have been written by Sarah Data. Could have been written by Christopher Boozy. Oh yeah, he was on their Netflix show, wasn't he? Hope you enjoy the photographs at the end, as always.